This brush gun, I'll be reviewing my Battle of Wits deck and what it took to get kind of to what it is at right now. Everything up here, that's not right here in this first row, are cards that I looked at, sorted out by color: green, colorless, red, green again. I think it's just mixed. Yep, red. A lot of other colors here. I think that's mostly green. A bunch of other stuff here as well. Land, bit of blue. Took apart multiple decks. Bit more ramp. Discard mechanics. Here's some black cards. Cards that are second picks that I should throw into the deck. It took 3 days to get everything here to where it's at now. This is half the stuff that was on this desk. I've considered using swords in the deck, but my brother's using the swords. Pretty mad at him about that. Need a sleeves. I know that. This is marking the edge of the video. I want to begin by looking through white, or what's in the deck right now, being white. I've got all my math right here, by how much removal, draw power, and whatnot is in each thing, and the numbers of converted mana cost cards. I'll be going through that at the end. Let's get white out of the way because it'll be the fastest. 2 white cards in the deck. Judge Unworthy. Instant speed, 2 damage. Pretty good card through the deck. Averaging going to be 2 to 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. And it's a scry 3. Good, pretty helpful mechanic. So I want to go through blue. If there's something that's going to kick your ass in this deck, it's the shuffling. Going through blue, you have 4 Battle of Wits. 2 of them are proxied right now because I couldn't find the other 2. 1 Seagate Oracle. 3 Jace Blaren. More drop off the deck. 2 Echoing Truth. I should rebuff it 4, but I don't really have room. 2 Snapcaster Mages for the flashback. Just do black next. We'll be putting everything in one pile here, so you can see how big the deck actually is. In terms of mass, there's 8 mass removal cards, 4 Black Sun Zeniths, 4 Damnations, 4 Dismembers, 1 Tribute to Hunger, 2 Stab Wound. Weakens our creatures, and if it's either going to kill or weaken the creature and cost them life per turn. 2 Flesh Mongler. End of board, each flesh sacks a guy. Pretty good, being a 3/1. 4 Slam Reapers. Slum Reapers. Same thing as Flesh Mongler, but it's a 4/2 for 4 mana. Oh, got 2 more stab wounds here, so it's 4 stab wounds. Okay. 1 Liliana the Veil, because I only have 1. Good for removal and hand destruction a little bit. 3 Go for the Throat. Deals with everything, almost. 4 Doom Blades. I think that's it for the removal of black. For ramp, Pawn of Ulamog. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a 0/1 Eldrazi Spawn token into play. Spawn token can easily be used for a blocker and ramp. Tutors. 3 Liliana Bests. Search up. Yeah, I'm declaring as a tutor because it tutors for stuff. 2 Diabolic whatever. A bit expensive for what it does, but it can search up multiple cards for late game. 1 Ruin Scar Demon, because I only have 1. 1 Breach the Queen. I find it's pretty good for what it does. Search for a card with convert mana cost equal to or less than the number of lands you control. It's 3 black or 2 colorless per black. 4 Diabolic Tutor. 4 drop. Getting to the other. 1 Grizzlebrand. Draw power of black. Getting over to green now. 1 Garruk Primal Hunter. It's right here. Green right here. 1 Thrag Tusk. 1 Genesis Wave. There is 20 ramp cards in green, and those just being cards that would actually search out stuff. Oh, and I think 4 draw power in green. Oh. Ramp. 4 Primeval Titans. Search a bay land. 2 Harrows. 2 Cultivates. No, that's just different. Okay, the 4 draw power is Explorers. It's I declared it as draw power before ramp because the additional land drop a turn, you may not draw a land. For what happens on the other? Joiner Adapt, Mana Fixer, just to make sure that you get your mana. 4 Farseeks, make sure you see it. Search for shocks and whatnot. 4 I want to call this guy Vaccine something Emissary. Trades off with most creatures, and when he dies, search. 4 Sakura Tribe Elders. Rapid growth on a creature. Block a guy, sack him, search. Getting over to multicolored. What I wanted the deck to do was Cascade to help search. Getting into multicolored. 4 of them. Red, black. 1 other. Target creature cannot block this turn. Cascade for a 2 drop. 3 Volix something. Creatures you control get +1/+0 till the end turn. Instant speed. Cascade for 2. 3 Abyss Path. Enchantment. Blue-white enchantment. 3 drop. Exalted. Cascades for another 2 drop. 1 Bird. Cascades for a 3 drop. Regen 1 black. Good for a blocker. 4 I don't know how to pronounce it. Something Blast. 5 mana. 4 damage to target creature, instant speed. Cascades for a 4 drop. 1 Deny Reality. Because I only have 1. I want to get more of these. Bounce target permanent to their owner's hand. Sorcery speed. 1 6 mana Cascade Worm 5/5. Cascades for 5 and under. That's it for the Cascade part. Get into removal of the multicolored. 1. Olivia Valere. Shoots creatures, gains control and bed control. 3. Erupt Decays. Can be countered, destroy target permanent with a non-land permanent with convert mana cost 3 or less. Good for dealing with Blood Moons in Pacific. 3. High Priest of whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, he removes target non-land when he's dealt damage. He destroys target non-land permanent. Pretty good. Getting into ramp. 4 Deathrite Shamans. He's ramped because of the amount of shock fetch lands are in the format, being modern. I put this guy into ramp because he's the Colian Oracle. Enter board, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a land, put into play tapped. Otherwise, put that card in your hand. I guess it's draw power / ramp. You can do cycling. One of this guy. 6 mana, haste, 5/1. Cycle, pay 2, cycle him for either a swamp or a mountain. It doesn't say basic, swamp or mountain, so you can cycle him for a shock. Same thing with this guy. 6 mana, green, red. Cycles for a forest or mountain. 3 of these guys, fear, 2/4. Cycles for a swamp or an island. I've got this guy in other because he's kitchen finks. Good blocker. And one of this guy. 4 colors. When he attacks, return target creature card from your graveyard to play, tapped and attacking. So you can bring back any dead creature when he attacks, and have that creature tapped and attacking. Add it to the pile. Getting right up into colorless. 2 Relics of Progenesis. Mostly for draw power. 2 Something Flask. Draw power, mana fixing. End board, draw a card. I've got a Science Infection. Draw a card, you can stack it to make each land you control a basic land type. 1 basic land type. Pretty good. I know this card's name. Prismatic Prism. End board, draw a card, pay 1, tap it, add 1 mana of any color your mana pool. Mana fixing. Helps out quite a bit. 1 Gilded Lotus. The ramp. 1 something, I don't know. Something Lantern. Mana fixing again. For a bit more ramp is 3 Solomon Solomix. End the board, ramp. Remove, he dies or a drawing power. Whatever. I've got everything else in other, under the category of other, being 4 spell skites, protection, remove protection from your opponent targeting things with things. 4 Perilous Mirror. They will block and trade off with almost anything early game. And then 4 Worm Coil Engines. the major lifelinker in the deck. I think that makes all the spells. Getting over to land. Land. 29 basic land. 29 basic land. 4 plains. 4 mountains. 4 forests. 1 is snow covered. 9 swamps. 8 islands. And I may not even need that many islands. Getting over to the fetches. Cards that actually search the deck for stuff. 1 Evolving Wilds. 4 Verdant Catacombs. 3 Misty Rainforests. 4 Marsh Flats. I just realized that the window is open and there probably will be a glare on some of the cards. 3 Colored Lands. 1 Jungle Shrine. 2 Salvage Lands. 2 Crumbling Netopolis. Getting over to 2 colored, going over to 2 colored lands. 2 Steam Vents. 2 Godless Shrines. 4 Hollowed Fountains. 2 Celestial Colonnades. Really fun beating stick that guy is. 3 Sterling Wildwood. 3/4 really good blocker for souls. A lot of stuff. 1 Horrorize something. Kind of like draw power. 2 Something Grove. Sun Petaled Grove. 4 Temple Gardens. I know the names of these cards. 3 Blood Crypts. 4 Overgrown Tombs. 4 Breeding Pools. 4 I've never had to pronounce this card before. Green Blue Hunterland Harbor. I'm not repronouncing that. Anything else here? 2 Drowned Catacombs. 4 Watery Graves. 4 Creeping Tar Pits. And the 1 colorless land of the deck is Vault of the Archgill. Gives you spend 4 mana, gives your creatures Death Touch and Lifelink, helps keep you in the game. For an idea of how big the deck actually is, like for some of you who don't know how big Battle of Wits is, that's a fat pack. This is it sleeved. This is the whole deck. I've got everything categorized on paper. Going to the mana cost of the cards, right here. There's total amount of things in the deck. There's 6 1-drops, 52 2 mana cost cards, 44 3 mana costs, 11 4 mana costs, 14 5 manas, 14 6 manas, 1 7 1 8, and then 7 cards that cost X. I've got the categories under going as black, blue, green, white, multicolored, colorless, and whatnot. So I've recently done my math I've only tested this deck against one deck, my brother's mono red goblin deck. My brother beat me most of the time because he mainboards blood moons and he has 5 swords mainboarded, which is stupid about this deck. And the ass part about it is shuffling it. I found it easier to put it into 3 different piles and then start shuffling each piece. Very quickly here. This isn't going to be thoroughly shuffled because it's not really randomized. I would suggest shuffling it quite often as to how it should be shuffled. I found this being one of the more faster ways of shuffling it. Shuffle each piece, each pieces individually. At an event, I think you've got 2 minutes or 3 minutes to shuffle the deck. I haven't built a sideboard for this thing yet. Gonna take a little bit of everything into 3 piles. What you should do is take each piece, put a little bit of each into 3 different piles again, shuffle those 3 piles. This will give it a chance to be thoroughly shuffled. It's a bit too hard for me. So we shuffle that piece in there. It really helps if you have freakishly huge hands. Yeah. My brother doesn't need to pile shuffle it because he's got bigger hands than me, and he just like shuffles it like this. Alright. Okay. Give the option, you could do this again. And you could shuffle these pieces if you want. It is optional. And then after you do this, you put them in, you take a little piece of this and then put it in one big pile and then have your opponent cut it. Or you can keep it in the 3, or you can put it into 3 piles back down like this and have your opponent put it into a pile for you. This way it can kind of count as them cutting it, and then after that they can cut it again if they like. So that's not assistance. Take a little bit of each piece. This top half, you shuffle it. If they don't cut it, this is the part that you're going to be drawing from. I hope that shuffling did not just take 3 minutes.